Please be seated. Before we begin the ceremony, the bridal party and I would like to thank all of the veterans here today for your service. Without you, we would not be where we are today. So thank you. Will and Megan, marriage is perhaps the greatest and most challenging adventure of human relationships. No ceremony can create your marriage. Only you can do that through love and patience, through dedication and perseverance, through talking and listening. That's so important. Let me see. Helping and supporting and believing in each other through tenderness and laughter, through learning to forgive, learning to appreciate your differences, and by learning to do so, make the most important things matter and let go of the rest. What this ceremony can do is witness and affirm the choice you make to stand together as life mates and partners. At this time, Megan and William would like to take a moment to honor those loved ones who are not with us today. Please take a moment of silence. Megan and Will have written their own vows that they'd like to tell each other now.
So this morning I woke up at 5 a.m. I crawled out of the warmth of bed, put on a sweater, stepped outside, and started to walk in the dark. My whole life I felt comfortable being in the woods, surrounded by trees, but I do not like the dark. I've always had a lamp on to guide my way, but today I did not. I didn't turn on a light, not because I wasn't scared, but because I wanted to be present. To listen to the sound of the wind rustling through branches. I wanted to feel the fear of the unknown and do it anyways. So I walked in the dark, not knowing where I was going. I knew my destination was the river, and I could hear it faintly in the background. I kept walking. The roar got louder. Finally I arrived, and the water was deafening, but the peace was overwhelming. I'm sharing this story with you because of the parallels I felt in my spirit with our relationship. You and I, we were never truly wandering alone in the dark. Sometimes it may have felt like it because of the newness of the trail, but we kept walking. And if we listened closely enough, we could hear the voice of God in the river in the background. But we could also feel the fear. We could also feel the dark. But we still kept walking. Why? Because we both know in our soul that despite the fear, despite the doubt that arises many of times, that we would arrive at the river, closer to God than ever, to make an eternal promise. So today we arrive, we'll make a promise, and that is not one that I take lightly. I've never prepared for anything so much in my life. The words that I'm about to say are an attempt to convey to a man that I'm going to love him fiercely. I will speak truth and remind you of who and whose you are. I promise to love you with grit and wisdom when times are hard, and to love you with no restraint in times of joy. I promise to love you in all your forms, in whatever way you may be, just as you have done for me. When we're older and have memories hidden behind wrinkles, I'll trace every line on your face so I can relive all of the beautiful moments you and I are about to share. Because right now, I'm lucky enough to be making the best decision of my life and marrying the only man that I will ever call home. You show me every single day what life is really all about, just by being yourself. Burdens become joy to you. You fight for goodness when your world is at war, and you love so big that the air shifts whenever you're near. You break me out of my own head and show me a lightness I know I always needed. I'm so grateful for your loyalty, compassion, encouragement, understanding, and overwhelming desire to live honestly and abundantly. I believe in you, the person you will grow to be, and the couple we will be together. I will dream with you, celebrate with you, serve others with you, walk with you, grow with you, and love you through whatever life brings.
Mine's a little less beautiful written, but the words I think still are pretty true.
Thank you.
I just want to say, Megan, it's crazy to me to think about how small moments that seem insignificant can bring somebody into your life and have such a big impact. I never imagined that getting a room assignment wrong for a comedy club would lead to an ice cream party where I would meet you and then have to say goodbye, and that I would be lucky enough to run into you for a second time, only to lose your phone number, and then finally, for the third time, not mess it up and be able to ask you out on a date. I appreciate everything that you do. And to me, I feel that you appreciate who I am and you see me for me. When I get lost, you look at me and it's like I know who I am too. I want to spend every moment showing you how wonderful and beautiful you are. I admire your dedication to helping other people and your patience, especially with me and having the two other knuckleheads around. Your caring heart with our little baby puppy Lou is the reason I know he's the best boy, because of your tireless dedication to his training and his education. And that allows me to be the Disneyland dad for him that he needs. I'm looking forward mostly to raising and having kids with you, the best woman that I know, and all the adventures that are ahead. But most of all, I promise to always find my way back home to you, no matter where we are.
Beautiful. Will, please repeat after me. I will
I will
take you, Megan,
take you, Megan,
to be no other than yourself,
to be no other than yourself,
loving what I know of you,
loving what I know of you,
trusting what I do not yet know,
trusting what I do not yet know,
with respect for your integrity,
with respect for your integrity,
and faith in your abiding love for me.
and faith in your abiding love for me,
Through all our years and in all that life may bring us.
through all our years and through all that life may bring us.
I take you to be my wife,
I take you to be my wife,
and these things I promise you.
and these things I promise you.
I will be faithful to you
I will be faithful to you
and honest with you.
and honest with you.
I will respect,
I will respect,
trust,
trust,
help, and care for you.
help, and care for you.
I will share my life with you.
I will share my life with you.
I will forgive you as we have been forgiven,
I will forgive you as we have been forgiven,
and will work with you to better understand ourselves,
and will work with you to better understand ourselves,
the world, and God,
the world, and God,
through the best and worst of what is to come,
through the best and the worst of what is to come,
as long as we live.
as long as we live.
Megan, please repeat after me. I, Megan,
I, Megan,
take you, Will,
take you, Will,
to be no other than yourself,
to be no other than yourself,
loving what I know of you,
loving what I know of you,
trusting what I do not yet know,
trusting what I do not yet know,
with respect for your integrity,
with respect for your integrity,
and faith in your abiding love for me,
and faith in your abiding love for me,
through all our years
through all our years,
and in all that life may bring us.
and in all that life may bring us.
I take you to be my husband,
I take you to be my husband,
and these things I promise you.
and these things I promise you.
I will share my life with you.
I will share my life with you.
I will forgive you as we have been forgiven,
I will forgive you as we have been forgiven,
and will work with you to better understand ourselves,
and will work with you to better understand ourselves,
the world, and God,
the world, and God,
through the best and worst
through the best and worst
of what is to come,
of what is to come,
as long as we live.
as long as we live.
The bride and groom have asked me to read it's not really a poem, I guess it's just a writing. It's attributed to Neil Gaiman. This is everything I have to tell you about love. Nothing. This is everything I've learned about marriage. Nothing. Only that the world out there is complicated, and there are beasts in the night, and delight, and pain. And the only thing that makes it okay sometimes is to reach out a hand in the darkness and find another hand to squeeze. It's not the kisses, or no, never just the kisses. It's what they mean. Somebody's got your back. Somebody knows your worst self and somehow doesn't want to rescue you or send for the army to rescue them. It's not two broken halves becoming one. It's the light from a distant lighthouse bringing you safe back home. Because home is wherever you are together. So this is everything I have to say about love and marriage. Nothing. Like a book without pages or a forest without trees. Because there are things you cannot know before you experience them. Because no study can prepare you for the joys or the trials. Because no one else's love, no one else's marriage is like yours. And it's a road you can only learn by walking it. A dance you cannot be taught. A song that did not exist before you began together to sing. And because in the darkness you will reach out a hand, not knowing for certain if someone else is there, and your hands will meet, and then neither of you will ever need to be alone again. That's all I know about love. May I have the rings, please? Yeah, take it out. Thanks. William, place your ring on Megan's finger and say, with this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed. Close call. Megan, please place your ring on William's finger and say, with this ring, I thee wed.
I thee wed.
By the power vested in me by the state of Montana, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Turn and face. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Fisher. Thank you.